You want to know the best thing about this intro? Goggles is actually in it. Here he is, behind all the important Jonin and Jiraiya.
Find the Lady Tsunade. Bring her back to us.
Don't worry, you can count on us. We'll have her back in the village in no time.
Huh?
It's a cool touch that Naruto says "we" in response to Guy only addressing Jiraiya. It shows he wants to be thought highly of and he wants to be in those conversations. Last episode, he was pretty much told that the big kids were talking. So, this is his response, clearly showing he wants to be those big kids.
Check it out! It's breathable, retains moisture, and offers complete freedom of movement all in one sweet package.
Okay, so if this was true, and let's just humor it for a second, why wouldn't everyone be wearing this? Like, just so they're stronger? Freedom of movement seems pretty important to me. Is it really because they look stupid? If that's the case, it kind of proves that some ninjas only have outfits on so they look tough. No, Jiraiya, you're about to die. But do I look clean, though? See, RDC people get that reference. Any RDC fan will get that reference.
Oink oink.
Don't let the fact that Tauntaun's a pig fool you. They're a goat. On a more serious note, something weird about this first half of this episode is that they'll use this, fisheye lens. And Naruto as a show wouldn't do this unless there was some meaning behind it, so I'll tell you what I think it is. Last episode pretty much served as a big wake-up call for Naruto, as he found out some dangerous people are after him. So I think these fisheye shots are to show that initial feeling of uneasiness that Naruto has in the early part of this episode.
Some horrible demon that terrorized the Leaf Village. That's why everyone's so afraid of it, right? So why do these guys want it so bad?
That's a really good question to ask. Why do they want the Nine Tails? I like that this is brought up because it adds a lot more mystery to the Akatsuki. And the fact that Jiraiya doesn't have a concrete answer only furthers that vibe the Akatsuki has. This allows them as a group to be a lot cooler, and it's one of the reasons they're super iconic.
The nine-tailed fox has appeared in times of consequence, all through the ages. A ghastly spirit destroying all that lays in its path.
Honestly, that's not a terrible way to describe the tailed beasts, but maybe it's a bad way to describe the Nine Tails specifically. Ghastly spirit I can get behind, because, Jiraiya wouldn't have a clue on what the tailed beasts actually are up to this point. But to say the Nine Tails specifically comes during times of consequence is kind of stretching what we know later on. Other tailed beasts definitely have, we know that as the series plays out, but the only notable time the Nine Tails appeared was when Obito summoned it. Which technically was a time of consequence, as it was impactful since the Jinchuriki was having a kid, but that's not a conventional time of consequence, as it's the event that causes the consequence, not something during a time that has consequence, if you can follow that sentence. So this is just some interesting wording from Jiraiya, and it only really adds mystery on what a tailed beast is.
As for what they would want with that malicious monstrosity, that's a hard question to answer, Naruto. I honestly can't say.
They did Itachi, so dirty in this shot. They made him look like a child, even though compared to the other Akatsuki, he kinda is.
Oh well, I'll just have to hurry up and get stronger. No other choice.
Okay, so if you don't know, a while back I actually made a video about main characters. And something I didn't say in this video, which I'll be saying now, is that Naruto is easily the best main character I mentioned in that video. This line shows why. It's all about his mindset. Jiraiya just told him to his face, "You're gonna be dealing with more adversity than you already have dealt with." Naruto's response is positive, as the only solution he sees is to get stronger and to grow so he can confront that adversity. This can relate to viewers on a stupid high level, as anyone watching that's dealing with their own struggles can see this and then have the courage to rise above their situation. Naruto as a character is executed perfectly in this regard, and Kishimoto isn't praised enough for it, so I'm gonna take any moment I can to do so.
This place has the highest minimum in town!
Don't get your panties in a bunch. Let's do this.
We haven't done anything with first impressions since the start of the Chunin exam, so let's just get right into it. Shizune. She's constantly worried about Tsunade and her actions. Cool. Tsunade. Careless about her actions regardless of Shizune's reaction. These simple traits are expanded upon quickly, and Tsunade specifically point to larger flaws within her character, which get tackled throughout this arc and moving forward. Good job. Here's a massive stretch, so get ready. 3 birds sitting on one post. They represent the Sannin. That one in the back, it represents Naruto. Naruto is the same size as these 3 birds, showing that he has the potential to be as strong as them. Is this a stretch? Yes. Is there pretty much nothing to say in this episode? Yes.
A crazy nickname. Nickname?
Something I've noticed about Tsunade's intro is that they show her face last. We see and hear stuff regarding her appearance, like we hear about her age, we see her necklace, and we see the little diamond which holds my atomic generation. All these things make her immediately unique and give her qualities to push her character forward with, as literally everything I just mentioned plays a role in her character arc, or is a staple in her character moving forward.
The legendary Sucker.
The nickname actually does pertain to something more, and you know it does because I just used the word pertain. The legendary Sucker is what she's known as right now. It establishes her character and the headspace she's currently in. She leaves this arc as a legendary Sannin, showing her headspace as we exit the arc and as we see throughout the show.
She's actually 50 years old, but I'm sure she'll look more like she did in her 20s.
Great intuition, Jiraiya. We didn't just see that actually, and that's not why you're telling us this, right? There's no way.
Do you have a plan for finding her or what?
Not exactly. We might have a little work ahead of us, but I'm sure you and I'll come up with something.
For someone who's good at intel gathering, Jiraiya's plan is kind of dumb. It's just lazy, and I mean, like, you're looking for the next Hokage. I don't think you have time to do all this, and it just makes him seem dumb.
Wait up!
Okay, how twisted is Naruto's world? You just got people buying Anbu masks as, like, merchandise? It'd be one thing if a kid had a headband on, because that's just a kid dressing up as a soldier, which is at least socially accepted in our world, for the most part. But Anbu assassinate people. This is like dressing as a Navy SEAL or like a CIA agent.
Oh, baby! That is one fat frog you got! You're filthy rich!
Yeah, I've got a pretty big stash.
Okay, to my knowledge, unless I'm being stupid and just forgetting stuff, which that's never possible, I'm the best. This is our first time seeing Froggy, or Naruto's wallet. By the way, it will be going in the character tier list by the end of the arc. That's actually happening.
Honoring the shinobi's 3 prohibitions is the duty of any upstanding ninja. Those 3 prohibitions are alcohol, pretty women, and worst of all, money.
Oh, the 3 prohibitions? They won't be mentioned in a really emotional scene, will they? They won't be mentioned in 2, maybe 3, will they? Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I can tell you're getting bored from this episode, so here's an interesting take. I think it would have been cool if each Sannin exhibited one of these 3 prohibitions. Like, Tsunade has the one with money, Jiraiya has the one with pretty girls, but imagine if Orochimaru was just an alcoholic. It'd be cool to show that the legendary Sannin have clear flaws and they pair up with the 3 prohibitions. And if you want to be smart about it, you can actually boil down the alcohol one with addiction, and I guess Orochimaru exhibits that, but I don't think that was Kishimoto's intention. Orochimaru would be like a wine drinker or something. I feel like that seems right. Yeah, that's what overanalyzing Naruto's come down to, by the way. It's just a disaster at this point.
That sure is a lot of food you got there, son. You don't plan to eat all of it yourself, do you?
Huh? Well, that was kind of the idea.
Here you go.
Something really cool is that no one judges Naruto in this village, showing that they don't know he's a Jinchuriki, which shows that only the Leaf knows, and even though the people in the Land of Waves didn't, this town is much closer in proximity, which makes it extra interesting that the Akatsuki know and want him because of it, as it just adds another layer to that group. And now we wait for the rage bait. Watch this.
Tell you what, I'll throw in the kid size for free.
Thanks a lot, mister. You're the man.
Oh, you think so, huh? Well, you're getting half price on that other squid, too.
Wow, thanks.
This guy's just terrible at bargaining, by the way. I seriously don't think you could be any worse.
What can I say? I love the ladies!
Oh, hey kid.
Will you shut the hell up?
Huh? You stained the boss's brand new designer suit, you street rat. You're paying for that. 100,000 large.
Hey, trenchcoat guy. We haven't seen you, have we? We haven't.
The boss used to be a Chunin from the hidden village of the stones, the legendary dark ninja, feared across the land.
Gasp! A Chunin? No way. Even Naruto, one of, if not the best shinobi of all time, wasn't a Chunin. This guy's a real problem.
This is perfect timing. I have a new jutsu I want to show you. Now, pay attention.
I want to take this time to recognize that Jiraiya decided to use one of the strongest jutsus in Naruto on a Chunin. And I know this isn't really a, full Rasengan, but, I mean, still. I think the craziest part about this is that he only used the first part of the Rasengan, And it did that much. I'm gonna mention it later, but showing that this was the first stage of her Sengon, combined with how long it takes Naruto to complete it, really drives home how challenging this jutsu is, which overall works really well for Naruto as a character, as I've previously mentioned with his mindset.
And I was holding back. Oh, you guys are hardly worth the trouble.
As we find out later, Jiraiya was actually holding back, which makes the Rasengan seem super powerful in its first impression. Notice how I said first impression, as this isn't its actual introduction.
With the water balloon exercise, you'll learn to create a stream of chakra, spinning it, as you so aptly put it.
Something really cool with Naruto's training up to this point is that it's only been a focus on one thing: chakra control. That was what he initially struggled with, but to a degree, it ends up being his specialty as we leave this arc and as he leaves the show. But since he struggled with it in the past, it shows to us, the viewer, that this will be very intense for Naruto, as he's gonna have to overcome everything stacked up against him. Which goes back to his mindset. It challenges it, he comes out stronger, gets a sick jutsu, all while inspiring the viewer in the process.
Gather the chakra in your hand using the tree climbing technique, then release a steady stream of it using the walk on water technique, and finally, use the chakra to push and churn the water inside of the balloon.
Just from a base level, the Rasengan is sick. This is just level 1 of it too, and it already seems really cool yet really challenging, which sets up Naruto's training quickly and efficiently. Good job. To an extent, I'm not really a huge fan of this episode, as it is a lot of just doing nothing. But to be honest, right, this episode does kind of grow on you. It's a vibes-based episode to the very core, and sometimes that's what you need. And considering the fact that the subject matter during Search for Tsunade gets really dark on multiple occasions, you kind of need something like this. Sure, it is slow, but it's a fun kind of slow to where you're not bored. It very much feels like a slice of life episode, but one where you can tell there's some real stuff behind it. I guess that would be just called an introduction episode, and I mean, yeah, that's what it is for the most part. But like, you still know what I mean. Tsunade and Shizune's introductions are strong, albeit kind of short. Jiraiya is just a mess in this episode. He's unlikable than he's the Jiraiya we saw earlier in the arc. Naruto's actually really good in this episode, as he seems a lot more like the good side of his character that's kind of an idiot in a good way. Altogether, these characters make an okay episode, as they're unfortunately battling Naruto's pacing and introductions to a new arc in the process. But yeah, that's it. If you want to support me more than just watching this video, you can become a member on Patreon. And yeah, I suck at fucking ending YouTube videos, I'm not gonna lie. Fuck that. Next episode, keep on training. Pop goes the water balloon. Naruto episode names are just not gonna get better, are they? I'm so happy in Shippuden, sometimes they just... The Shippuden episode names are so much better. Like, holy fuck.